Job search in the UK has become very, very difficult nowadays. Because of that, people are looking for so many other routes in order to migrate to the UK. Some are coming as students, tier 2 workers, dependents, and all sorts. People are even applying to come to the UK as visitors. The rate at which people are migrating to the UK has even increased since the UK added a lot of occupations to the shortage occupation list, especially healthcare assistants, domiciliary care workers, which is actually a good thing because in a way it helps boost the UK economy. The question people ask me is, since it's quite difficult, especially if you're applying from overseas, what's the way forward? Are you able to migrate to the UK as a visitor and then get a job? Is it possible to go through that route in order to get a job and settle in the UK? What are the risks involved in going through this route? What are the advantages or disadvantages in coming to the UK as a visitor or on a visitor's visa with the hope of getting a job and then switching to maybe a work visa? Most people are thinking, do you get a job faster if you go through this route? If you're in the UK, do you get any advantage over those who are applying from overseas? And also, how would employers even feel if you apply for a job and you tell them you are in the UK on a visitor's visa? So these are questions that people have been asking me so many times, and this video is going to address all of this. Stick around if you want to know the answers to all of these questions. So I just want to go straight to the point. And if you wish to come to the UK on a visitor's visa, obviously you know the documents that you need to get. If you don't know, I'm happy to do a separate video on what documents that you need to apply for visitor's visa to even come to the UK in the first place. And if you wish and you have the intention of applying for jobs whilst you're in the UK, yes, it is possible. It is possible you can start your job search whilst you're on a visitor's visa or on a tourist visa here in the UK. However, there are some restrictions on what you can do and what you cannot do if you are on the visitor's visa. So I'll go on the UK government website, read it out to you so that at least you can be clear on what you are allowed to do and what you are not allowed to do if you're on a visitor's visa. The UK government has stated this clearly, that you can visit the UK as a standard visitor for tourism, business, study, and you can stay in the UK for up to 6 months. You might be able to apply to stay longer in certain circumstances, for example, to get a medical treatment. So let's go on to what you can do or what you cannot do if you are on a visitor's visa. You can apply for UK standard visitor's visa for tourism, vacation or holiday, to visit friends and family, to volunteer up to 30 days with a registered charity, or even to pass through other countries. So let's go on to what you are not allowed to do if you're on a visitor's visa. You cannot take paid or unpaid work for any company or as a self-employed person. You cannot claim public funds or benefits, or you can't live in the UK for longer periods of time through frequent or successive visits. You cannot marry or register a civil partnership or give notice of marriage or civil partnership. So from what I've just read, you are not allowed to work in the UK. So for you to work, you need to have the correct work visa. So if any company gives you a job when they know very well that you don't have the right to work, they themselves will be in trouble or they will be fined by the UK government. Let's go back to the main focus. If you have the intention of applying for jobs when you get here, or if you're already here and you've started thinking of applying for jobs, what you need to do is to gather a few documents. Or if you are yet to come, make sure that as you prepare your documents to apply for the visa, you need to get a few other documents. So just like you apply for any job, even from overseas, there are a few documents that you need to get ready before you even arrive in the UK. So what you need to do is to start the job search as soon as you arrive. Do not wait until you are almost through with the 6 months before you start, because the job search is actually tedious. It can take a while. So if you have the intention, number one, you need to start applying for the jobs as soon as you can. Get all of these documents, including your CV, your cover letter. You can get contact of your references in case they ask for it as part of your job application. You can get any other documents that you think will be relevant in job application and then bring it along in case you get a job and they even invite you for interview and then ask to see those documents. You also need to get your English language proficiency exams written as well, because you need it when you're applying for your visa. For instance, if you wish to apply for healthcare assistant job, you can as well do some of the online courses like care certificate and a few other relevant courses I've done a video on that. You can check it out. I'll leave the link in the video description so that you can have a look at some of the courses you can do if you have the mindset of applying for healthcare jobs when you get to the UK. Another important thing, this is for registered nurses, midwives, or psychiatry nurses. If you're a registered nurse, you've passed IELTS, CBT, and you are yet to do OSCE, you can apply for a visitor's visa and you are allowed to do the OSCE exams whilst you're on a visitor's visa. Most people do not know this. Most nurses have applied for several jobs. They've done the IELTS, CBT, and everything. They are still not getting UK nursing jobs. So you can apply for a visitor's visa, and once you are successful, you can take advantage of that and do the OSCE exams. Once you're done with the OSCE, that's it. You get your PIN, and any employer in the UK will be so happy to employ somebody who already has a PIN. So if you're a registered nurse, you can go onto the NHS website, trackjobs.com. If you are interested in working in the nursing home, you can search a lot of them online and start putting in your applications once you pass the OSCE and get your PIN. Other website that you can use in searching for jobs, either nurse, healthcare assistant, or any other profession, you can go onto Indeed.com, Read.com, Glassdoor.com. These are popular websites that you can browse for jobs that are relevant to your profession. So as you enjoy your holiday, try and put in the effort in applying for jobs, as many as you can, depending on what type of job you are interested in. You have to look for the jobs that are giving sponsorship. If the employer doesn't have license, they cannot give you the certificate of sponsorship for you even to apply for the visa in the first place. So if you are successful in securing a job, if you are shortlisted for an interview in any of the jobs that you have applied for, it will either be an online or even face-to-face interview. If you are successful at the interview, then the employer would let you know or give you the job offer. So this is where the issue of can I switch from a visitor's visa to work visa comes in. So in this situation, as I read on the website, you are not allowed to engage in either paid or unpaid job. So in this situation, what you need to do after you've managed to get a job is to discuss with your employer to let them know your situation and the kind of visa that you are on. You just have to explain to them you are happy they've offered you the job and you are willing to work for them, but your situation currently is that you are not on a work visa, you are currently on holiday visa. So if they are willing to give you the certificate of sponsorship and the job offer, what you need to do is to go back to your country and apply for the work visa. That is what the UK government expects you to do. So even if you manage to secure the job whilst you are in the UK, you cannot switch, or the employers are not allowed to switch the visa from a visitor's visa to work visa. You need to go back to your country, and then with the job offer and the certificate of sponsorship that your employer has offered you, you just quickly go in and then send in your application. The skilled worker visa, it doesn't really take long for them to approve it at all. That is one thing I've realized, especially for the health and care visa. Within 3-4 weeks, they grant you the visa. So you come back to the UK with the right visa and the right to work, so that you do not have any issue with the UK government or with the employer. One thing you should also know in the UK is if you go through what you are not allowed to do, you are not supposed to take any government benefits. You are not entitled to any public funds. So make sure that whilst you're on the visitor's visa, you don't engage in any illegal work, or you don't take any public funds. Go against any of the rules, and even if you manage to get a job, it may affect your visa applications. So make sure you stick to the rules of the visitor's visa whilst you're here, so that if you go back to apply for your skilled worker visa, you will not have any problem at all. So a summary of everything I've said is, yes, if you are in the UK on a holiday visa, or if you intend to come to the UK as a visitor, yes, you are allowed to search for jobs. But what you cannot do is to switch from holiday visa to work visa. The employers are not allowed to do that. UK government does not allow you to do that. So what you need to do after you've managed to secure a job, sit down with your employers, let them know your situation, and if they're happy to go ahead and offer you the certificate of sponsorship and the offer letter, then you will just fly back to your home country, put in your visa application for the work visa or the skilled worker visa, and then you fly back to the UK and work on the correct visa. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has cleared all the doubts that you had in mind as to whether you can work or not work, or switch, or whatever it is that was bothering your mind. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, please kindly consider subscribing, and also please share this video with others, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.